Hello, my name is Dan, and in this video I'm going to show you how to replace the derailleur cables on a Gripshift or SRAM MRX comp shifters. This particular system is set up for mountain bikes and is known as a 3x8, or designed for 3 chain rings up front and 8 cogs in the back. In this particular model, the MRX comp is designed to work with Shimano rear derailleurs. Okay, I'm going to show you how to replace the front derailleur cable for the shifter on the left-hand side of the bike, and all the methods that I show you here are of course applicable to the rear or the shifter on the right-hand side as well. The first step is to disconnect the derailleur cable from your derailleur, which I've already done, and pull it through the guide on the bottom. The next step, you do want to clip the derailleur cable clip away the frayed end so that you're not pulling that through the derailleur cable housing, possibly tearing up the inside of the derailleur cable housing. So we'll pull this apart here. Here's the nice clean end that I just clipped off here. So we'll pull apart and pull off the derailleur cable housing. You want to make sure to keep track of the ferrules on each end, these little bits here, and keep track of those so you can put them back on when you're ready to put the new cable in. The next step is to rotate the shifter all the way forward, and then by pushing on the cable we should see it pop out this hole on the side here, and we simply pull the cable out. Now, from what I've read, the idea is that you're supposed to simply be able to insert a new cable through this hole and poke it through the shifter and on out the other side. I myself have not had any luck with this, so I will show you in this video what the other steps are. In other words, you're going to have to remove the shifter and take it apart and replace the cable in that way. So, in this case, the next step is to remove the bar end here. And then we'll have to take off the grip. The first step is just to try to see if we can twist it off. And no, it really isn't cooperating, so another thing we can try is sticking something underneath here to try to separate it from the handlebar. What we can also try is poking this little screwdriver in from the other side, again kind of helping to pull it away from the handlebar. Another step you can try is to squirt some dish soap in here, in between the grip and the bar. Try to get it in here, and with this screwdriver in here, kind of makes a space so you could get some of this dishwashing liquid in there, which is going to help you to remove this. However, it does kind of make a mess, and this grip is loose enough so that I'm able to just pull it off. Okay, the next step is to remove the shifter, and to do that you have to, there's a little bolt with an Allen head on it here that you have to loosen. This is what actually holds the shifter onto the handlebar. Okay, now it's moving freely and we can remove the shifter. Okay, with our shifter at the workbench, we can work on getting it apart. if you'll notice, we'll call this portion the shifter body and this portion the grip. And we'll notice that the shifter body actually has these 4 tabs that run through the grip and hook onto it, holding these 2 pieces together. So to get them apart, we're going to have to unhook each of these tabs by sticking whatever you have in there. So generally some small screwdrivers will work the best under each one of these tabs. Once you have it all unhooked, you can pull it apart. So what do we have inside? It's actually quite simple. We have this tab here on the grip. It actually fits right over that piece of metal, that spring right there. And that's how those 2 pieces fit together, and they simply rotate back and forth. At this point, generally when you open something up, you want to clean it out real well, but I don't really see any dirt or grit in here, so I don't really see a reason to any cleaning is necessary. Now I do want to remove this cover here, which pops out, and I will note this is part of our problem in terms of simply inserting a new cable in here, is that it will run through the shifter body, but then it needs to make this 90-degree bend right there, and that's your problem, and the cable typically just gets stuck right here. Okay, so before we get started threading the cable back together, I think I will just put a spot of grease on this tab here. I do see some, it still has some of the other grease down inside there. It looks pretty well lubed otherwise, so that's all I think we need in terms of grease. And at this point we are ready to thread the new cable through, so we're going to lube this cable, our new derailleur cable, and start threading it through. In this case, actually when we pushed out the old cable, it came through this hole, but it's not necessary to thread it back through there, because I will show you the cable end of the cable actually sits right down in here. So start pushing this cable in, which will in fact pull this white piece out, which is fine. What I want to show you is there's the groove that the cable's got to run through. So we get that pushed through that groove there. The next step is to get it around that bend. So we'll pull a little cable through, grab the cable and poke it through and out of the shifter body. Okay, so now we have the cable threaded back through, and we just need to pull the cable all the way through. We picked up some dirt along the way, which isn't good. Get that all out of our way. Okay, get the end of the cable seated down inside there like that. Next step is to replace this cover here, snap that back into place, and then to put the grip portion back on. So we have our cable threaded through, this cover back on and ready, and the cable is properly seated inside there, or the end of the cable I should say, and now we're ready to put the 2 pieces back together. Okay, so now, yeah, as I said, the tab, you line it up so the tab sits over that spring there and push it all back together. Okay, so now we're all back together, and shifter's rotating properly, and we can see the cable moving back and forth. So we are all set. We have our new derailleur cable installed.